Hi, I'm Tyler Hollis, children's book illustrator and publisher, and I get a lot of questions about what do I do now? Now that my book is published, what do I do? How do I promote it? How do I sell this book? There's a lot of marketing companies out there, but honest to goodness, you can do better yourself. All you have to do is get out there and follow some of my suggestions, and you can have success with it. Okay, so I wrote this little pamphlet up telling you how to promote your book. So I'm basically just going to read it from it because that's the best thing to do, so you'll get it clear. So as far as promoting your book, here's a list of things that I suggest that my clients do. Number one, write up a press release with your picture and the cover of the book. Usually you holding the book. But it's safe to send one of you and the book also. Give them a choice. Make sure that the article is under 300 words and send it to the newspaper who's ever in charge of the local news. And what you want to do is write it in the third person. So you're not saying, I did this, I did that. Say, John Smith wrote this hilarious book for children, da 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 da. He's a local writer in our town. He lives in such and such, or he used to live here. He's a former resident. Just send it to as many places as you can, but don't go over 300 words. If the paper receives something that's written up and they've got a choice of pictures to put in with it, you can pretty well be assured it's going to get in there sometime, because they've always got a spot for something that's that size, and especially if it's a local story. Take copies, sign them, make sure that you sign them to your local library branches. I usually take one for each library. They'll be happy to put them in their children's section. Where we live, we have Martin County Library, and it has about 5 branches. So I take 5 books so that they can distribute it to each of the libraries, so they'll each have one, each of the branches. Offer to read your book to children at the library. Take some of your books so that if the parents want to buy them, they can. Also take big business cards with you with information on your book for handouts, because they may come, they may not have enough money, they may want to think about it, and then they get home and they say, I don't remember what that author was or what the book was. If they've got a card, they've got the information, they can contact you. It's always good to carry cards with you. And libraries always have reading periods where they're glad to have people come in and read. Call the schools and offer to read to grade school or kindergarten students. They love that. Take your books and cards with you once again, because the kids will take home the cards. Some of the kids will buy the books. Some of the teachers will buy the books. Also, offer to talk to older students, say 8 to 13 years old, about writing a children's book. What you thought of, your process, your problems. They love that kind of thing. It's very informative to them. It makes you an expert in your field. They'll want to have your book. Take books and cards. A lot of this will be answering questions, so just have your steps lined out. You don't have to have things written down verbatim what you're going to say. You just tell them your basic process, the problems you had, and then take questions. These children will ask amazingly insightful questions, and it makes it a lot of fun. Put your book on Facebook, YouTube, or wherever else you have an account. You want to get it out there. You can also link to me here on YouTube. I'll be doing I do a video for all my clients, and I either make it available to them directly or they can link to it on YouTube. It's an all-day project with the lights and everything else, so it's quite a big deal. Nobody else will do that for you. Always, and I mean always, have a few copies of your books with you. So when you tell people, friends, family about your book, and they say, oh, Where can I buy it? I'd love to have one. You can say, aren't you lucky? I just happen to have a few copies with me in my car, bag, whatever. And I'll even sign it for you. You got it. You can give me cash or check. Now, what would you like me to write inside the book for you? You've sold your book. I mean, they've displayed an interest in it. You've sold it because you have it with you. It's sneaky, but very effective. Take copies to local run children's clothes or resale shops and offer to put your books in on consignment. A published children's book by a local writer available in their store and signed by the author, it's a big deal for them, or it should be. If they're business smart, I mean, they can say, this is a book by a local author and we have it available in our store. Give them 10 to 15% for handling the sales for you. Family-run bookstores are another great place to put your books and offer to do a signing. They'll advertise for you and it brings in customers. So you can do a book signing at these places. They're more than happy to have you, believe me. I did signings at Borders, and I only sold about 12 books per day. I did it for 2 days, but I handed out a lot of cards and information on where they could buy my books. And weeks later, I was still moving books from that sale because they'd go online or they'd call me for the book. So just because you don't sell a lot at the signing doesn't mean people aren't going to be buying your book. Any women's club, offer to give them a talk on your book and your process. You'd be surprised how many women out there are thinking of doing a children's book and would love to hear how you did it. Plus, they'll feel a kinship with you and purchase your book for their grandchild, child, or just to have it for themselves. So this builds up your name and the information for your book. And also, don't forget to mention me. The importance of finding a talented, safe illustrator you can trust. I also take my clients' books to meet the illustrator events. They say how cute and colorful your book is, and then they order it from Amazon. And never stop talking about your book every chance you meet someone new. And what do? Oh, I'm a children's book writer, and I just finished a book called, oh, I'd love to see it, etc., etc. I just happen to have it. Never forget, a lot of people would love to write a children's book. You actually did, and it's available on Amazon. That's a big deal. Anyone would love to be able to say that. I hope these suggestions help, and because they do work. You just have to get out there and what I call pound sand. Put in the effort and do it. Don't wait for the sales to just come in. You have to promote your book. Even if you went with a major publishing company like Harper's or Penguin's, they still expect you to promote your own book. They make the book available, but you have to promote your own book. So I hope these suggestions help you. They've helped all my clients, and I see no reason why not to share them with you. Thank you.